you mentioned about grace, and I think maybe last month, sometime I was reading something about grace, and it was from Sri Ramana Maharishi, and I think
Yes.
the words were like, initially we pray to the God which is like outside of us, somewhere higher up, and then we see a teacher, if we're lucky, we'll find a teacher who is authentic. And then we see the same thing in them. And that teacher only then points to you, towards you,
Yes.
that it is inside you.
Yes.
So this is
Ramana was a
how he
good
kind of,
teacher.
right,
Yes.
he kind of defined grace as that.
Yes.
The grace started to flow in your life. And I think that's really powerful. I mean, what I'm hearing is that it's not like you don't do any work, you don't do any inner work, and you go to this guru or teacher, and
Right.
suddenly they give you a magic pill,
Uh-huh.
and you are all enlightened
Yeah.
without any inner work.
No,
So that,
your problems probably won't go away just because you're in the presence of a teacher and you feel good while you're there. When you feel good because of whatever, you're not so nasty with people. You know, I mean, your negativity has a harder time to arise. You know what I mean? But are you pure just when you feel good around a teacher? No, you're not
yeah.
purified. You're not. And that's what PB talks about in this book. The tests of the aspirant are that life will present you situations where you can see how far you are along. And if you think you're farther along than you are, you might have a wake up. And, even these gurus, I want to go back to the
Yeah.
guru thing, even they, fall from their status when certain tests arise. They have not yet completed their purification, even though they could be powerful beings,
Mm-hmm.
have a powerful presence, have teachings that are wise, and all of this. I mean, Paul Brunton in the chapter on insight, where I said there's 4 steps, well, the third step is that no longer can anger or lust or greed or these kind of powerful forces, they're totally eradicated now. It's like the seeds of them. In yoga, they talk about the yogi burns the seeds. He burns these tendencies out before they can manifest. So in the process of developing insight, where you recognize your real being is the higher being, that burns these seeds. But it's not until those seeds are absolutely gone that
Yeah.
you could still fall up to that
Yeah.
point. It's only the 4th step where it becomes permanent and you're no longer a menace to society, or at least a potential
Yeah.
menace, you know, because the the ways we can go astray. I mean, it's somebody like Jesus that Satan came and tempted. I mean, we get these little temptations, but before the Buddha was enlightened, he had to face
He had
the energies of Mara, the
Mara.
desire, and it could have been, we're going to we'll make you prince of the world, you can be all powerful, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's kind of the way it ends up. In the end, these forces that need to be cleared out are now, you're getting down to the roots of them, and they will show up possibly in big, very compelling ways to just see, if the whole world could be offered you on a plate,
Mm-hmm.
or you have nothing, you don't, your person becomes insignificant in a way as a
Mm-hmm.
sage. As a real
Mm-hmm.
sage, you may not even be known, because you're only going to do the will of the divine at that point. Not my will, but thine be done. You're only going to do the will of the divine, and it might turn out that you're going to be a grocery clerk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Don't have to be famous.
people will be blessed as they come through your line, one
Mm-hmm.
at a time. The little
Mm-hmm.
thing you say, the way you look at them, just any little
Yeah.
thing. So are we ready to give up self? I mean, we talk about higher self,
Yeah.
but mostly we're involved. All these things were anger and lust and greed and
Right.
all these things. they all kind of keep us defined as a kind of separate being.
Separate self. Yeah.
But even high levels of this, which are we consider stages of realization, like the witness stage, that's actually still a kind of selfhood in the lower sense, because to be a witness is to know oneself as the awareness and not any of the content. So yes, you're free of this content, but you're still in a kind of duality state. There's still a kind of duality here. So this kind of loses some significance. And so we're kind of out of balance. And there are some steps along the way to sagehood that can be like this.